Have you purchased a brand new set of speakers recently and they came with this thing called a DSP? And you're like, man, that sounds like a really cool feature, but I have no idea what the hell that is or how it works? Well, we're going to talk about that today on DJ Tech Tips because you're probably not using your DSP and your speakers probably sound like absolute shit. DSP, or digital signal processor, is a little computer that lives inside of your speakers. It could live inside of your external mixer, and they also have rack mount versions of DSPs. And how they work is they take an analog signal, so the signal coming from your source, which is your mixer, through the XLR into your powered speaker. It then hits an analog to digital converter to convert that analog signal to digital ones and zeros so that the DSP can take all the parameters that you set, pretty up the signal real nice, and then send it out through a digital to analog converter, also known as a DAC.
Wow.
So not every DSP is built the same. Some DSPs have more features than others, and it's generally based on where the application sits. So within a set of powered speakers, you do have DSPs, but they're limited in functionality to a degree directly through the speaker. Some speaker manufacturers do have apps that connect their speakers via Bluetooth where you have full function control of the DSP and a whole host of features. Some are very basic. Some of the basic things you can do with the DSP are things like equalization, right? Let's say that you wanted to really tune your speakers at the speaker level. Well, a lot of speaker manufacturers have custom EQs built into their DSPs based on what you would need it for. So like vocal for microphones or a club for loud music with extra bass. What you can also do with a very bass DSP is time alignment or time delay. So what happens is if you're using point source speakers and you have a large room, goes really far back, and you need another set of speakers in front of the speakers where your stage is. Now those speakers are at a distance from each other. What's going to happen is the sound from here, this first set of speakers, is going to get to these back people later than the sound from the speakers closer to them. It's going to cause a weird echo. It's going to sound really bad. What you can do with a built-in DSP in your speakers is you can delay the time in which those front speakers send that signal. That way, when these speakers furthest from the end of the audience shoot, these speakers kind of hold up for a second till the sound hits them, then they produce sound. That way it's one fluid sound throughout the entire venue space. And that can only be achieved using time delay and using something like a built-in DSP in your speakers. If you're using the same brand and series of a top subwoofer combo, in this example I use the Mackie DRM series. The Mackie DRM series has built-in DSPs in all their speakers, including their subwoofers. One of the cool features is, in their DSP, they already have a pre-programmed crossover for a DRM subwoofer to go to a DRM top. Getting out of subwoofers and speakers and getting into mixers and rack mount DSPs is where you can really have some fun. So rack mount DSPs not only give you more control with parametric EQs, they also have time delay, but one of the benefits of an external DSP like a QSC TouchMix 8 or DBX Drive Rack is that you have multiple outputs, right? So you can actually set an output to do whatever you want it to do. Let's say you wanted to run your subwoofers off of a separate output and then your tops off of another output. Well, you can do that. And in the DSP, you can set the crossover points, you can set the EQ, you can tune it exactly how you want to tune it and get it sounding as best as it possibly can sound. One of my favorite parts about external DSPs like the QSC TouchMix and the DBX Drive Rack is that they have anti-feedback features. So what the DSP will do is it will ring out every single frequency and hear what frequencies feed back on your microphone and pull those frequencies back. That way, when you're doing an event and somebody goes to give a toast, and you know how some people like to stand far from the mic or they whisper into it because they're nervous and they don't want to talk in front of people. Well, you can now turn your microphone all the way up because the frequencies that would typically feed back in the venue that you're in have now been reduced. So it gives you a lot more headroom on your microphone and makes your microphone sound really clean. And again, it gives you the headroom. The headroom is what you want because not everybody knows how to talk on a mic. And as mobile entertainers, DJs who do weddings, we all know how crappy it is when you give all the instructions to a person and they still don't use the microphone right and you can barely hear a toast. So using a DSP with built-in anti-feedback allows you to get more headroom. That way, if you needed to crank that mic volume up just a smidge, you could absolutely do so without worrying about getting that dreaded boom. Using an external DSP like a drive whack or a touch mix also has the ability for preset speaker EQ configurations. So obviously QSC makes the touch mix. So in the touch mix, they have preset EQs for all the K series speakers, the KL series speakers, pretty much any speaker that QSC makes. However, something like a DBX drive rack has other manufacturer recommended EQ settings built into the drive rack. So if you have a pair of EV ETX 15s, you can select the EV ETX 15 and that EQ will be the curve that ETX says is the proper EQ curve for that speaker. Really, when it comes to DSPs, you're gonna get the best sound. DSPs also come with compressors. So what a compressor does is if a signal gets too loud, it pulls it back just a little bit so you don't overdrive your speakers. DSPs come built in with compressors. So if you have somebody who likes to yell on a microphone, or maybe you have a DJ who DJs for you that gets just a little too loud and pushes the speakers a little too hard, you can limit them in the DSP with the compressor to stop that from happening. So, Seth, is a DSP really worth getting? In my opinion, if you have the funds to throw around and you can afford a decent DSP, whether it looks like a Touch Mix 8 or a DBX drive rack, either way, I would recommend getting one because you can truly have complete control over your sound, plus the extra features of things like anti-feedback, compressors, time delay for those of you doing really big events, right? If you're not using line array speakers, you're using point source speakers, time delay is going to help you significantly. There's a lot of benefits to having a DSP, but the biggest one is just better overall sound. Everything is just going to sound better and cleaner. It's really the way to get the best possible sound presentation for your event. I know somewhere someone is going to say, Seth, my speakers sound just fine, or I don't need all that. Who cares about sound as long as you play the right music? And that's not true. Ear fatigue is a real thing. Speakers that are too loud or not tuned right are a real thing. You can give people headaches. You can make people have a really bad experience if your sound doesn't sound good. So you should always keep an eye on that. And a way to keep that in check is by using a DSP. In closing, I will tell you that it never hurts to add a DSP to your setup. I think if you don't have one and you decided to get one, you would see the benefits immediately. They can take your show and your sound to the next level, and I highly recommend getting one. If you have a set of speakers with DSP built in, play around with it. Just look into the menus and see what it does. Check the crossovers, check the EQs, see what it's capable of. If it doesn't do everything that you want it to do, then look into getting an external DSP. Easiest way to do it is to buy something like a digital mixer. A touch mix is what I prefer, that's what I use. Or, like I said, there are rack mountable options like the DBX drive rack, which I've also owned and absolutely loved. And those DSPs are going to get you a little bit more features than what you would typically find built into your speakers. Either way, a DSP is a solid choice to have in your DJ equipment arsenal, and I recommend highly that you get one if you don't already have one. My name is DJ Seth V from the SCE Event Group. This is DJ Tech Tips. If you found anything valuable in this video, please feel free to like or subscribe. We have a lot more videos coming out in the coming weeks. We have a few on the channel already that are really beneficial to DJs. So if you found any useful information in this, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. As always, we out.